All right. Welcome everybody. So, welcome to the next Monday Perfect 10 Posture class, and happy to see you guys. Some people may have slept in for the holiday day because I think school's off today, so lots of things are closed. So, what I wanted to do today was we've been working the past couple of weeks really hard on strengthening our body. So, for those of you that are here live or doing the recordings, if you feel like the need to like really push yourselves, look back to those two recordings from the 1st of January. Today, we're going to take the strength that we've put in our body, because remember, it's still January, it's still the new year. We are still throwing old movement habits back into last year. And then we're making sure to use that new space. When we throw something away, we have space. So we're going to put in that space better habits. We're going to create new habits. And creating habits does take time and practice and repetition. You don't just go, yep, I'll take this new habit and pull it off the shelf and it sticks, right? So we want to create new habits, and we'd like to only create habits that are useful and helpful and make us better, right? So that's our goal, is just to keep taking things that are not helping as much, get rid of them, put more things in our helpful what would this be? Helpful bank account, I guess. So, all right, so we're going to start off. I want you to be able to sit comfortably. So if sitting on the floor is not comfortable, you could do this standing. You could just jump into a chair that's close by, but we're going to do our breathing first. So I want to make sure that you are sitting comfortably without thinking too hard about it, so that we can do our breathing work. And that breath work is going to be 7-2. We're going to follow the tempo of 7-2. That means we will inhale for 7 counts, hold your breath for 2, exhale for 7 counts, and then hold your breath for 2. And we'll do several sets of that. Now, before we do the breathing, I want you to do this for me. I want you to inhale and lift your shoulders way up as you do it. Go and really lift your shoulders up and lift your chest up, and then go and let them go down. Good. And that's so not how we're going to breathe. That's what you're not allowed to do. So what we're going to do when we inhale is think about a balloon. All right. So inhale means putting air into the body, correct? So when you put air into a balloon, what does it do? It expands, right? So if we put air into the body should expand. And we're going to focus down here in the belly area. The belly should expand. Yes, so you're welcome to sit like this. This would be a fine thing to do. And then just as we get going, keep your head forward so you don't crane your neck too much. Yeah, so if that's your comfy place. So be aware of your belly. And a lot of times, those of us who might be overachievers, some of us are that, right? Us overachievers, we've heard people tell us, suck in your belly button, hold in your belly button, don't let your belly button be out there. Really not so lovely when we're trying to breathe properly. Okay, that's a whole nother intentional thing to do. To breathe properly, which is our foundational way of getting strong, we have to let our belly relax and expand. Okay, and then when we exhale, so think about the balloon again. When the air leaves the balloon, which is us exhaling, the balloon contracts, right? So that's what's going to happen. Your belly's going to expand as we inhale because the air is coming in. And then when we exhale, this belly is going to contract because the air is going out. Okay? So that's what I want you to be aware of. Just do a couple breaths. See if they work that way for you. When you inhale, can you relax your belly and let it expand? And when you exhale, can you relax or tighten up? Yeah. And when we say belly, we can refer to the whole 360 degrees around here. It's not just the front of you, it's the sides of you expand, the back of you expands, right? A balloon expands in all directions. So this lower part of us should feel expansion in all directions as we inhale, and then contraction in all directions as you exhale. Good. So again, breathing should not be something that we have to work at all day long, right? It's supposed to be normal and natural. You guys look really good. So let's go ahead now and do this with our 7-2 tempo, okay? So inhale and expand for 7, then hold your breath. Then exhale and contract for 7 and hold for 2. Are you ready? By the way, all the air is going to come in and out of our nose, okay? In and out of our nose. Let's get exhale to get ready and begin. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold your breath. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold your breath. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold. Exhale. Good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold. One more set. In. 2, 3, 4. Good. 6, 7. Hold. X. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold. Very good, you guys. Yes. So how did that feel to you too? It's okay if you want to speak out loud, that's fine. You could feel that? Good. Did anybody feel relaxed, a little more relaxed with their breathing? Good. So one cool thing is just start every day by making sure you're in the right breath pattern, and that calms our nervous system and it calms a lot of things, and you can start the day a little more efficiently and effectively, right? Instead of waiting till the middle of the day, you're like, oh yeah, I'm all keyed up. Maybe I should work on my breath, which is still valid, but we could get into a better habit of just starting the day that way. Okay, good job. Okay, so continuing to find a comfortable way to sit. Be careful of, make sure your knees aren't getting tired or your hips aren't getting tired. And let's go ahead and start moving our upper body before we try to lay down. So we're going to really be kind of releasing the spine today. We'll start off by thinking about that contraction that we just did in our breath and how that opens up our lower back ribs. The lower back ribs get really opened up, and that lets our chest relax. Good. So be aware of the heart, and then bring your throat to the back of your neck. Just be aware of your throat, your Adam's apple area, and draw that backwards toward the spine in your neck. Perfect. And then just let your head turn from side to side. So of course, this is one of the exercises that we do always in our Joyful Joints class. But for this Monday morning, I thought we really kind of needed to make sure we were set up before we started to be strong today. Good. And then take your head forward and backward. Good. Excellent. Very good. So those of you here live with me, I know our veterans of our Joyful Joints class, you know everything that's going on. That's wonderful. Good. And you look amazing, kids. All right. And then come to the center of your chest. Put your hands on your shoulders today with your elbows pointed forward. Yes, we're going to leave our elbows pointed forward and just try to turn our heart to the right and then turn our heart to the left. So really we're kind of taking, as we turn to the right, we're kind of pushing that left elbow around a bit. As we turn to the left, we're kind of pushing our right elbow a bit. Good. And as you do that, you should feel like those lower ribs are activating. Maybe the back heart is starting to open up. Make sure your head goes with you. Your head goes with you as part of that spine rotation. Relax the shoulders and point those elbows forward in front of you. Right, good job. Make sure you're holding your navel solid now. Good, one more time. So good to make sure the chest is moving properly, you guys. Good. Now rest your hands on your knees, however it is that you're sitting. Rest your hands or behind your legs and take your heart then and lift it to the sky. Lift that heart up to the sky. And then go the other direction and lift your back heart up to the sky. You're kind of folding your front heart down. Don't throw your head to the floor. Keep your chin and your head lifted. Relax your shoulders. Yep, let's try that one again. So lift your heart up to the sky. And this becomes very important. If we're going to do a good Pilates C curve, we have to know that this is folding of the rib cage. A lot of things that happen is we keep our ribs straight and we throw our head down or we lift our shoulders up. You notice my back didn't change that much. I'm going to fold my rib cage, which is also different from lean forward. That's a different area. Okay, lift your heart up. Good. So now we're, yes, opening that front heart and then closing the front heart. Don't let your shoulders do it. Make your chest do it, and you sit tall. You sit tall to fold that chest in half. Good. Push your little back heart out the back side there. Awesome. Okay, very good, you guys. And then the last thing we'll do, shake your legs out a little bit. And then we are going to bring our feet together in our little butterfly stretch. Good. And what we're going to do is we're going to reach our right hand to the left ankle. Right hand to the left ankle. And then the other arm's going to come up and we're going to side bend our rib cage. Good. Keep your chest up and open. Try not to round forward. Yes. And then come up. Change hands. Left hand to right ankle. And this is, again, you're just bending the rib cage, not the waist. So be careful. Sit up tall and hold your rib contraction. That's it. And switch. Side bend. Good. And switch. Side bend. Excellent, you guys. All right. So stretch those legs out in front of you. We're going to go ahead and lay down and get our pelvis adjusted for the day. And so that my neck is a little happier, I'm going to actually turn sideways crooked too, so I can see you guys better. So laying down. And we'll have our knees bent with our feet flat on the floor. Nice, you guys. Very nice. So you might notice that when we do our rib work and our breath work first, then your first time to lay down on the floor for exercise, you might notice you're a little flatter, a little wider. That's nice. You guys look great. Okay, so let's begin with our pelvis. Feel the tailbone against the floor and then rock and roll it. Roll it backward and forward. Tip the pelvis backward, tip the pelvis forward, and feel how your body feels against the floor. Feel the floor pushing against your body and make notes of awareness. My awareness today is the right half of my tailbone feels very much heavier than the left half of my tailbone. So that could be a problem, not a problem, but something I noticed is out of balance today that we'll be working on. So I'm going to put that on my list of, I need to make sure that gets back into balance. All right. Now just let your pelvis be flat and heavy. Super. And we're going to do our SI joint release today. So what we're going to do is bring your right leg to tabletop. Good. And you're going to put your right hand on the front of that thigh. Now, for those of you who have long enough arms, put your left hand on the front of your right thigh. So it's opposite. Can you all reach that? Good. And your left hand is going to try to push that leg away from you. And your leg is going to say, no, I want to stay here with you in tabletop. Good. And as you do that, you should feel your ribs able to get even heavier on the floor. Keep pulling that knee into your hand. Keep your hand resisting. Good. And then we'll put that foot down. Let's do the other side. Bring your left leg up. Let's use our right hand today. It's like we can all do opposites, no problem. My hand is pushing on the leg. My leg says, I want to come closer to you. There you go. But we're going to keep our spine, our lower ribs connected to the ground. Right. Good. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. That's it. Feel your inner thighs trying to connect to your center. Excellent. Oh, I saw some shakies. And release. Good. That was nice, you guys. So let's do this again. And we'll add one piece on. So right leg up with your left hand. Cool. Your leg starts pushing on your hand is resisting, and then your other foot, the foot on the floor, step down onto the ground with it. Push on the floor with it while you're pushing into this hand with your knee. So your thighs are literally, keep your knee bent, you're just stepping on your foot. Your thighs are pushing in opposite directions. There you go. And you feel that inner thigh connection. Yeah. And then we'll switch. Good job, you guys. Left knee up. Your right foot is flat on the floor. And we push. Right hand pushes on the leg. The right foot pushes on the floor. Good. So make sure you keep both legs bent. The one leg is knee bent, foot flat on the floor. There you go. And step on the floor that way. You got it. You got it. Woohoo! And release. Yes. So give your pelvis a rock and roll again. Rolling it back, rolling it forward. And do you notice any change? So for me, I'm having an easier time rocking and rolling. And I'm a little more balanced, a little more right-left balanced. Good. Okay. So then we're going to take our hands in two fists. So your thumbs come together as fists. We're going to make sure we keep our ribs down, but we're going to bring our legs up to tabletop. Now, if this is hard for you, you can rest your feet on a couch or a chair. You can make it a little easier. But I know you guys are strong, so we'll do it without any support and squeeze your knees into your hands. Squeeze those fists using your inner thighs. So you want to make sure that you haven't flattened down your lower back so tightly. Stay rolled down onto your tailbone and then squeeze. It'll work your inner thighs more. And then you can rotate your thighs inward, which separates your feet. Yes, your feet will separate, and keep squeezing. Stay on your tailbone and keep squeezing. Some of you might be like, holy cow, I can barely hold this. Yeah, this is where we need to be stronger. Good, keep squeezing. Come on, you guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then relax and set your feet down. And you can give yourselves a hand. There you go. Awesome. So one of the new habits we're trying to put in us for the new year is a habit of gratitude. A habit of like, oh man, I am so grateful I just got to do that exercise. I am so grateful that I have this opportunity that I just put strength in my body. Start there and then go, okay, I'm so grateful I did that. Now, what else can we do? Right? Because sometimes, again, as overachievers tend to jump right into, oh, well, that was fine. What's next? And we forget to give ourselves credit for what we accomplish. So there you go. The attitude of gratitude at a micro level. All right, you guys. So let's do our C curve now, leaving your feet flat on the floor. Float those arms up, level with your thighs. Look down with your eyes. Bring your chin to your Adam's apple. And this is, let's see if you did it right. Can you fold right at your heart? Meaning the lower ribs should now be heavier than your shoulder blades. In fact, the shoulder blades should be up off the floor. Good. And then lay yourselves back down. Awesome. Again, when this is done properly, when you put that head into the proper position and truly focus on folding the ribs, you'll get this nice strengthening of the neck, strengthening of the throat. Our throat has to be strong in order for the neck to stay in a strong position as well. So let's do it again. Float the arms. Look down with the eyes. Really do that with your eyes. It'll help. Bring your chin to your Adam's apple. Now your head is locked in place. And some of you might be feeling some already like some contraction or tightness at the throat. That's cool. Use that, hold it, and then tip your heart, fold right where your heart lips. That's it. And when you think you've got it and you've got those shoulder blades off the ground, try to pull your head back lower. Don't drop your shoulder blades, just pull your chin to your Adam's apple more and look for your knees. Come on, tip that head, look for your knees. There we go. And release it all the way down. Woo, I think I spied something new up there. Congratulations. Let's do one more. Ready? Float the arms. Look with the eyes. Chin to Adam's apple. Feel that contraction in the throat. Keep it. And now fold down here, down at your chest, maybe all the way to your solar plexus. Fold it so that that shoulder blades come up, and then pull that head lower while you look at your knees. Put your head lower while you look at your knees and keep those shoulder blades up. Oh my gosh, all that at the same time, and release back down. Okay? Yeah, ooh is right. So it's just literally get that throat stronger so we can get that neck stronger. It must happen. You got it? Let your head rock from side to side. Good. So by the way, it's very difficult to actually hurt yourself holding your head up, just saying. So challenge yourself to go a little past comfort for maybe 5 seconds and then just release out of it and you'll get this. You guys are doing so good. All right, so let's move this into our tabletop legs. Let's bring our right leg to tabletop, left leg to tabletop. Very good. Remember, you should have a small space in your lower back. So your lower back is not completely pressed into the floor, but it's also not splatted up in the air. You can feel gently the floor against your lower spine. The ribs, on the other hand, should all be super planted. And once you've achieved that, let's imagine you're squeezing your hands with your knees. Remember that? Imagine you're doing that squeeze. So we activate our inner thighs. We activate the pelvic floor. Then you may begin your exercise, which is toe taps. Toe taps, one leg at a time. We call these single leg dips. We're keeping our ribs connected to the floor, stronger than your shoulder blades. Shoulder blades should be slightly lighter than your lower ribs. Good. And you're pretending to squeeze those hands between your knees, which means now our lower abs are working a lot too. Whew! I hope you guys are feeling as much abs as I am today. Here we go. 2 more times on each leg. 1 and 2 and relax. Bring your knees to you. Bring your legs to you. For knee safety, you can put your hands on the backs of your thighs. Good. If your knees are cool, you can put your hands on the front of your shins, either one. Very nice. Good. Squeeze your thighs all the way together. Good. And then stretch them apart a bit. Bring them together. And open. Relax your feet. Squeeze your legs together. That's it. Totally relax those ankles. Good job. Open. Good. And together. And open. Good. Bring your legs back together. Excellent. And let's do hold on to your left leg while the right leg extends to the ceiling. This is our piston leg circles. Piston meaning like we got one side in and one side working. Good. Now, let's try to keep that thought of squeezing our inner thighs, squeezing our knees toward our fists. So be careful, this leg you're holding on to is going to want to fall out to the side as our circling leg goes out. It wants to counterbalance, but we don't get to do that. We're going to use our strong core muscles to keep us from rocking around. Hold. Let's take this straight leg now. Cross your belly button. It runs into this leg. It sweeps down and then it reaches out, around, and up. Good. So as you're circling, you might notice as your leg goes to the side, our tushy wants to get heavier. Our tailbone wants to get heavier. Let's not let it. Let's keep the same heaviness on our non-moving side. Right, which means we're stabilizing our pelvis. Good, you guys. Make sure the shoulder blades are still lighter than the lower ribs. Wonderful. 2 more circles. Awesome. Woo-hoo-hoo! Awesome. Now take that leg and lower it to the ground. Lower that straight leg to the ground. And this whole time you're squeezing, remember this exercise where our hands were together, squeezing those thighs toward each other, toward the middle. And that creates a different type of stretch. One that we might need more than the one where we just relax and split. Squeeze to the middle. Good for you. Good, good, good. Okay, let's change legs. Bring that leg, straight leg in. Let's hold on to that and extend your left leg to the ceiling. Excellent. So before you go anywhere, be solid, squeeze to center with both legs. That squeeze to center helps us to activate that pelvic floor. There we go. And then our straight leg can move. It crosses our center line and it sweeps down, out, and up. Wow, boy, did I get super heavy on my left side. Oops. So I better squeeze to center more and really lengthen that left leg so I can stay heavy on my right side. My right tail needs to stay heavy. Good job, you guys. How about 2 more? Stay connected on that right hip. How about 1 more? Yes, and take that leg all the way to the ground. Wonderful. Staying connected to the center like you were squeezing your thigh bones toward each other. Wonderful. Oh. I am seeing so much improvement on my 2 lad models here. Good job, you guys. Squeeze those inner thighs. Squeeze them. In, and hold that belly button solid. Yes. Awesome. And then let's bring that leg in. Whew. And let's release our hands and take our legs back up to tabletop. Good. So as the legs are in tabletop, we're still thinking about squeezing towards center, and it might feel a little easier this time. Maybe your hips are more tired, but maybe the abs are like, yeah, I got this now. So let's do a C curve exercise here. So we'll leave our legs, float the arms up, look down with your eyes, chin to throat. Now fold at your chest. So your lower ribs should get heavier. Your shoulder blades should come up. You're tipping your head to see your knees. Come on. You've got to pull that chin so the crown points to the ceiling better. And then lay back down again. Good. I'm going to sit up and show you guys a little something. I want to make sure we understand this. So if you can imagine, this is my body laying down. If I want to be able to tip my head, it's very difficult to do if my chin leads forward. Do you see this is my chin and Adam's apple? I'm asking us to keep those close together. And then as soon as we start to pick up our head, our chin loves to travel forward away from the Adam's apple. Then it's almost impossible to tip the head. And that's when we get the massive strain, okay? So some of us might just need to really be more disciplined about not letting the chin go out, even if that's the only way you think you can pick up your head right now, because sometimes that's what it feels like. So I want you to only be able to pick up your head if this space right here stays exactly the same. You just lock it into place, and then as my chest folds, I get that. Do you see how my head is now tipping? Okay. So easier to do when you're sitting up, much more challenging when gravity is fighting you. Okay. But I guarantee you can get it. By the way, it was super fun last week in the studio because we had a lot of people for the very first time actually able to do that with their head. It was super amazing. So also, if you have had any type of excuse me, any type of trauma through the chest at any point in your life, then it's your head starts doing that compensation by sticking the chin out. Okay. So you have to just be patient and wait until you can literally activate these muscles. So if you notice, check this out. One more thing I'm going to show you. Let's assume that my head doesn't feel very strong and I'm going to just lock my chin in place and then I'm going to stay here and I might only do that. I'm folding my ribs, but they're just not strong enough yet. If they were strong enough, my head could come along for the ride. But I'm not going to pick up my head and then try to establish my chest. It just won't work. Okay? So obviously it's a seeker practice day today. So let's do it again. We'll do one time with our feet down and then we'll do it again with our feet up. Okay? This is kind of critical, I guess, isn't it? Sure it is. All right. So leave your hands on the ground for the moment. Look down with your eyes and then bring your chin to your throat. Make that space between your chin and your throat smaller. Good. Now, while you're holding that space, see if you can fold your chest without letting that space. Don't even try to pick up your head. Can you contract down those ribs and keep your chin connected? Good. So I'm going to just make you guys big for a moment because I want to be able to see. And I know that for those people who will be watching this later, this is also important because we tend to have the same things to work on. That looks good. So the chin to the throat, and then see what you can do about contracting those ribs. If you contract them, you'll feel like your arms get longer. There you go. Yes. Very good. And then release back down again. Phew. Good. Now do the opposite. Push your shoulder blades back into the floor and let your chest pop up off the ground. Let that chest pop up off the ground. Good. Now drop that chest back down on the floor. Good. Yes. Bring your chin to your throat. So again, some of us who have tightness through our back chain or through that back fascial layer, it's hard enough just to try to get the chin in position with our chest flat, isn't it? Yeah. So be patient with it, just a little bit better at a time. Now, if you can contract your chest more and your arms will feel like they're going to lengthen, they might even float up off the ground. That's it. Hold, hold, hold. Now, can you fold your chest anymore? Can you fold your chest without it? There you go. Come on. Yes, yes. Hold it. Hold it. 3, 2. And now if you folded it anymore, would your head just start to come off the floor? Not even really think about, don't you think about picking it up. You fold your chest. You fold your chest and just see. Aha, that's what we're talking about. And then release yourself back down again. Oh, all right. You guys can sit up. Woo! Right? Yeah. So that has to happen. That is, why am I being so picky? Because that letting your head go is a habit we need to leave in last year. Okay. And it's the very first initiation of that movement. If we let it go, then it causes a snowball effect, right? And that's where we get tension in our shoulders, shoulders that don't function, elbows, wrists. There's back pain that goes along with that, right? Because our neck is a direct mirror of our lower spine. So if you have tension and discomfort in your lower back in any way, then we know that the neck is connected. So all of those things have to work together. Very good. And you'll start to feel like the back of your neck just got like really pulled like taffy almost. Yeah. And then once you start to open, the front side muscles will go, oh, now I know what to do. Your chest muscles will go, oh, now I know what to do. I can start to heal from whatever ails me in this area. Okay. So that's just important. Okay. Well, that was super duper fun. So let's get on our bellies, you guys. Let's get on our bellies. All right. Put you back on. Oops. Okay. There we are. Hello. All right. So we're going to stack up our hands and put your forehead down. Good. So that same chin to throat has to happen when you're lying on your belly as well. And we try to drop our upper chest down. So you're trying to get your heart to melt into the floor. Your armpits to open up toward the floor. Good. Excellent. And then it's important, good, to pull your shoulders away from your ears. That's it. So we're looking to get that chest flatter. Good. Now we go to our tail. Be aware of the bottom of your tailbone or the pubic bone pressing into the floor. And what that does is it keeps us from having, good, too heavy of a belly button on the ground. We press that pubic bone down. It helps open up our hips and lift our belly button. Once you've established, I want you to push your forehead into your hands. Push your forehead into your hands while you lift your chin away from the floor. Good. And then see if your armpits can go lower down. Drop your armpits toward the ground. Your elbows might have to widen. Good. Now you're going to hold that upper body because now our neck is actually awake. And let's see if we can float our right leg off the floor. Press down strongly in your pubic bone. Press down with your forehead and float your thigh. Good. And change legs. Push down forehead and pubic bone and lift your left thigh. Good. Let's feel our inner thighs squeezing toward each other. That's been our cue today. Like you're squeezing your fist with your knees again, and then lift the right leg. And lower it, and then lift the left leg. And lower it. Keep going, right leg. Relax the shoulders, left leg. Keep going, right. And left. There should be no squeezing in your lower back. The work area is from your butt down. Nice job. Nice job, you guys. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. All right. We're impressed with that one. Now keep the same shape and let's see if you can bend your knee. Bend your right leg, keeping that pubic bone pressing down. Yeah. And then extend that leg out and lower it. Good. Now bend your left leg. Keep pressing that pubic bone down. Yes. And then extend that leg and lower it. Keep pressing with your forehead, lifting your chin, dropping your shoulders, bend the leg. Pubic bone press so the belly button is lifted. Extend and lower. Left leg, bend it. Extend, lower. One more time, right leg bend. Extend and lower. Left leg bend. Extend and lower. Wow. So reach out with your right arm, please. Reach your right arm up in front of you and roll onto your side. You can do whatever arm makes you be able to see me, I guess. That makes more sense. Good. Flex both feet. Good. Actually, let's bend our bottom leg up. You know what? I know I look silly angled there for you. So we'll bend our bottom leg up so it's like in a tabletop and reach this leg long. Our goal is to have a straight line down the side of our body. So if you look, check and see, is the leg slightly in front? Is it go slightly back? Where is exactly sideways? Nice. And from that point of view, I want you to put your fingers right on this hip point. That point goes nowhere. but the leg can move forward and backward. The leg will move forward and backward. Yes. So the hand, if it's really touching that hip point, shouldn't go anywhere. Now really work that forward. Don't stop down here somewhere. You all can get that leg all the way up to your belly button level. That's it. Yeah, challenge that baby. Up and back and all the way up there and back. Yes. Now put your knees together. Flex your feet and turn them out like a V. You can bend this arm underneath your head if you wish, and we'll do open and close. So again, we're touching this point, which is our actual hip, where the leg meets the body, and working on our rotations. Good. How's our rib cage? Is it in our body? Did your solar plexus spill out, or can you pull it back in there? Yeah, good. So make sure those knees are lifted up right in front of your hips, girls. Yeah, 2 more. Ah, we're so incredible. Who's incredible? Raise your hand. Say, I'm incredible. We are such magical, incredible beings, aren't we? So the last thing we'll do is take this top leg, see if you can get a hold of your foot and put it on the floor. The bottom leg now will extend. Good. And ideally, that bottom leg is in line with our body again. It loves to go either forward or backward. Cool. Now your game is, can you take this thigh and rotate it so the knee is getting to the ceiling, and then lift your bottom leg. 1, 2. Keep this knee aiming toward the ceiling. 4. That's it. Yes. 5. It requires some butt muscles. 6. Make sure when you're lifting your leg, it's not going backwards. Just lift it up sideways. Yeah. And it's the thigh bone there that's trying to come off the floor. Whoa, doggies. And then you can relax and splat for a second. Sometimes splatting is really fun. Yeah, you should feel that in kind of the side of your hip there, right? These side booty muscles, those are your external rotators. They're super important in our balance. All right, let's do the other side. So we'll probably sit up and roll over to the other side. Stretch your body long. Good. And we'll take that bottom leg and bring it up in front of us. Bend your knees so it's like in a tabletop, which leaves our top leg off the ground, level with your hip. So you want to flex that foot and be reaching through your heel. Let's find our hip. That bony point, yes, should be right on top. And we swing our foot forward and backward. Good. Forward, backward. Good job. Oh, come on, I want to see your foot all the way up in front of your belly button. Bring it all the way up there. I want to see that foot in the camera. You can do it. Show me that foot to the camera. 2 more times. All the way up there. And the last one. Yes. Good. And then put your knees together. Flex your feet and turn them out. Keep your finger right on that actual hip bone, not up here where your waist is, but down where your hip lives, where the leg meets the body. Rotate up and down. Good. Up. Nice. Keep your ribs engaged. 3 and 4. Good. Spread those feet into a V position so your toes aren't together. 7. And there you go. Yay. Whew. All right. So now you take a hold of that foot, put it on the floor, and stretch your bottom leg out. Good. I think you guys should be pretty excited about even coming close to that position. You can bend this arm up underneath you. That's right. And you're trying to send this knee, don't let it fall in toward you. Try to send it up to the ceiling. And then we lift our bottom leg. 1 and 2 and 3. Good. 4, 5, 6. Good job, you guys. 7. Keep that knee going to the ceiling. You can do it. Yes. Oh, and then we can relax. And we can see how that tushy's feeling. Woo. Excellent work, everyone. Excellent, excellent. All right. How are we doing? Oh, good. Exactly. Like, phew, what's going on here in our body? So do a couple of breaths and see how you're doing with expansion and contraction. If it's any easier to get that. Can you get more? So the more air we move with each breath, the more efficient we're doing, right? So that's good. All right, so we're gonna get on all fours. So, come on up. When you're on all fours, I know some of us have some sore spots. Push through, energize through the heel of your hand. Yes, and again, if we have some degeneration going on in the thumb, it's not comfortable, but it's good for us to get here as much as you can tolerate. Good. Same thing on the knees. You want to have the pressure on your shin and the top of your foot versus right on your kneecap. Okay, there you go. All right, once we're here, we're going to do our cat-cows. So we curl our tail and we fold our chest. And that chin is trying to lift up to your Adam's apple. So we're not going to just dump our head down, we're going to lift it. And then we'll go the other direction. Stick out your tail, open your heart. As your head rises, you're still bringing your chin toward your Adam's apple. Right. Then we go the other way. The tail and the chest while you bring your chin to your Adam's apple. Other direction. Tail and heart. Lift the head, but pull your chin to your Adam's apple. You're also squeezing your shoulders back into your back heart. Continue. Curl and extend. And curl and extend. One more time. Curl and extend. Last time, curl and extend. Okay, so now we're going to challenge some flexibility and strength. I want you to stay where you are, but flex your feet. Really energize into the heel of your hands and lift your chest upward away from the floor. So there's lots of good energy there. All we're going to do is push down into our feet and our hands and let our hips rise up. In yoga, this is a down dog position. So we're trying to energize into the heels of our hands and the heels of our feet and let our tail, our sits bones open up to the ceiling. And then just simply come forward, bend your knees, put them down, put your feet flat, and then sit up tall. Yeah, that's right. So this is kind of cool functional movement, being able to get up and down as well. Right. So when we're on our knees here again, push your thighs forward. We didn't do our bridges today, so this is our form of bridge work. Yeah, come on thighs, feel them stretching. Good. Pull that 6 o'clock bone as forward as you can. Your butt goes and everything. Yes, you got it. Yay. And if you really got that, then you can lean the whole shape backwards. Preferably not bending our back though. So you want to hold that navel in tight, close those ribs, and then lean like that. So it becomes a very big leg exercise. Oh, yeah, exactly. So it's the first thing they tell you when you're trying to get some rehabilitation for your knees, make your thighs stronger. Here you go. This is making our thighs stronger. Woo, good job. Put your hands back down. Flex your feet. Energize tushy up. Holding that down dog. Awesome. Bring your chin toward your Adam's apple and push through the floor with the heel of your hands. Open up your sits bones to the ceiling. It's a lovely stretch. It's an intense stretch. Good. And then bend your knees back to the floor. Point your feet and sit up tall. There you go. Yes. And then hold the navel. Lean the body. And come back up. Good. Lean the body. And come back up. If your knees are super sensitive, you can always put a pad underneath there and do the same thing, like pull a cushion off of the couch or something. All kinds of stuff we can do. These blue pads behind me are what I use in the studio. Good, they're called balance pads. Woo! Okay, one more time, hands down. Flex your feet. Bottom up. Excellent, you guys. This time, we're going to keep our legs straight. You might have to move your hands further away, but we're going to drive up to our tiptoes and push our body, or bring our pelvic bones down into a plank, and then lift our hips back up. Push back up into the down dog. Okay, so this is something to work on strength-wise. Lower the hips to a plank, and then lift your hips back up to that down dog. Let's try that 2 more times. Lower your pelvic bones and lift them. Last one, lower those pelvic bones. This requires some arms, doesn't it? Nice job. And bring them back, and then bend your knees and sit up tall. You guys are such rock stars. Let's go ahead and make your way to standing. So again, I'm trying to give you things to think about that are difficult, and this is one that's a lot of people struggle with, being able to go from 2 knees and put 1 foot up. So you want to do this with padding if your knees are sensitive, but this is something you can start working on. And once you've established that, we can worry about the legs straight to stand up from there. So yeah, just be careful and don't trip on your pillow. All right. That's awesome. Yes, yes, yes. So once you get yourself up, good work. Yeah. Games to play, games to play. We'll start with our feet close together, and we're just going to check on the strength of our feet these days. Okay? So go ahead and make your way to standing carefully, safely. Great. Excellent. And we want to have our feet just right under our sits bones. So not all the way touching our ankles, but maybe 2 or 3 inches of separation. And think again about how we were squeezing our knees against our fist. Squeeze that way and see if your ankles are strong enough to push you up on your tiptoes. And then are they strong enough to bring you back down? Holy cow, they are. And we push ourselves up. And some of us need to go, oh my gosh, look at what I have done for myself. Look at the strength we have put in our body so that our feet are even strong enough to elevate us. They're even strong enough, good, to help us with our balance. That's incredible, you guys. Let's do 5 more, and we're going to keep building on this. 4. I hope you just gave yourself a big pat on the back. 3. Good. 2. And 1. Wow. Okay, I think we need to take a curtsy for that one. Good. All right. What a super duper class. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thank you all for joining us on this beautiful Monday, and we will see you again next time.